Spoilers follow for all 3 seasons of Stranger Things. Beware. Now that the Duffer Brothers Stranger Things Season 3 is available on Netflix, it's safe to say that the Stranger Teens might be done with the Upside Down, but the Upside Down is not done with them. But what exactly is the Upside Down? That mirror world filled with grotesque, hostile monsters? And why is it now apparently fused with the sleepy Midwest town of Hawkins, Indiana? Well, let's dig deep under the earth and try to explain the weird and wicked happenings of the Upside Down. Here's everything we know about it so far. Employing the multiverse theory here, the Upside Down is an alternate dimension that runs parallel to our own and has the same exact mappings and landscape, though its environment is that of decay and rot and nightmares. The only similarities? Flora, with roving nasty monsters haunting the rest of the hazy, misty, creepy spaces overwhelmed with toxic spores. When Mike, Dustin, and Lucas start to think their friend Will might be trapped in an alternate dimension, Eleven dubs the place the Upside Down, because it's basically a backwards and warped version of the real world. Science teacher Mr. Clark even represents the mirror world as being underneath them, or upside down, during his Flea and the Acrobat explanation of interdimensional travel. So what opens the rift in space-time that is the gate to the Upside Down? Well, it just so happens that the humble town of Hawkins was home to a secret government project called MKUltra, headed up by Dr. Brenner. The lab housed children born with extraordinary mental abilities, later training them to use their powers. Eleven was one of the young lab rats. She got her name from the 11 tattoo the program gave her. She can enter an ethereal void, a space she creates by her own mind to see people far away. In Season 1, Dr. Brenner uses this power to spy on Russian agents overseas, but while doing so, Eleven encounters a humanoid monster and unintentionally opens up a hole to the Upside Down. Whether her powers cause the rift outright or they just crack open a gate that already existed underneath Hawkins is unclear. The crusading kids named the creature the Demogorgon after a Dungeons and Dragons monster. This ghastly thing takes to murdering animals and even people around town. Remember Barb? While using its own form of dimensional travel, the Demogorgon swipes living things and stores them in the Upside Down's version of the Hawkins Library for future feeding. Young Will Byers is one of the taken, though when he arrives in the Upside Down, he manages to escape and hides from the monster, communicating with his mother by manipulating electricity and opening up a small, brief portal in his own home. Stranger Things Season 1 shows us a fully grown alpha Demogorgon, while Stranger Things Season 2 shows us other life stages of the beast, namely its slug-like infant stage and its demodog adolescent stage. Eventually, we learn the Upside Down is malevolent and parasitic in nature. When Will is rescued by his mom Joyce and Sheriff Hopper, he has a tendril down his throat. This either means the monsters or the realm itself were feeding off him, or that the place was using him for nefarious incubation designs. Regardless, for the Upside Down to extend its reach and power, it has to subdue and assimilate everything it comes in contact with. At the end of Season 1, the gate to the Upside Down remains open and sprawling vines begin to stretch out from the rift's point of origin. Unbeknownst to everyone, the gate spread these vines underground throughout Hawkins, creating a massive and sprawling system of tunnels that were basically extensions of the Upside Down itself. The dimension then used this growth to feed off the town, allowing the gateway to basically supersize itself. In Season 2, a new upside-down monster comes to the forefront, dubbed the Mind Flayer by the D&D kids. This gargantuan smoky spider beast reveals itself as the central brain for the Upside Down. Resembling a hive-type structure, the Upside Down is actually an evil ecosystem that the Mind Flayer syncs with and controls. The Mind Flayer itself, while huge and imposing, seems to only possess telepathic abilities though, relying on its various underlings to carry out the physical work of capturing and/or killing its targets. And we saw the Mind Flayer's powerful influence in Season 2 on Will, and then in 3 on Billy and his army. Will and Billy Whoa, did you just catch that? Both Williams. Anyway, they could shift back and forth between the real world and the Upside Down, experiencing flashes of the evil world just beyond the veil. The connection also allows the Flayer to possess them and take over their form for a time. By the end of season 2, 11 uses the full extent of her mind powers to seal off the gateway to the Upside Down. But in season 3, we learn that the Russian military has set up a secret underground base beneath the Hawkins shopping mall. Scientist Dr. Alexei explains that using a machine called a key, the Russians are trying to open a door to the Upside Down. After attempting this in their homeland in various places, they realize that, as any real estate agent will tell you, location is everything. Hawkins is the place to be, since the gateway was opened there before. Their attempts to open the portal in Hawkins allows the Mind Flayer to once again prey upon the town and its people. Of course, eventually Team Hawkins manages to put an end to the Russians' plans and destroy the key. But in the post-credits scene for season 3, we see that the Russians back in the motherland somehow are in possession of a Demogorgon. Have they been opening other portals that we haven't seen yet? How did they get a Demogorgon? What else will we learn about the Upside Down in season 4? Tell us what you think in the comment section. And don't forget to check out our videos on Stranger Things season 3, like what happened to you know who, and what we think will happen in season 4. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.